Hello, and this is vlog 2.3 for AP Seminar, recapping the third week of the second quarter. And the day's finally here. We picked our own groups, and now we're gonna progress into our mock version of the of task one. So Monday when we came, right? I wasn't here Thursday because of my district swim meet. So obviously it was hard to understand what was going on, because you had all the groups formed, and then when we stood up, and then we were like kind of being, it's kind of like an NBA draft where they were like picking round one, pick one, or whatnot. It kind of felt like that. And then when we were asking Henrique and like where he wanted to go, he was like, I'm fine with whatever." And then finally we ended up with the groups, which was me and Lenuka and Carolina in one group, and then you have the other trio with me and Henrique on the other side. So finally Monday the groups were done. Finally, and then uh, we then progressed into what was the harder part, was to decide our question. And so Carolina really wanted to do something related to education, like specifically hands-on learning, and then me and Lenuka were not really up for it at the beginning, because one, she grew up with that experience, so including something like that in our project would inflict a lot of bias, because she would be overly reliant on one side compared to the other, which would not be a good research. That's what me and Lenuka were first advocating for. And then we kind of switched a little bit to what extent does, if I'm not mistaken, experiential learning determine academic success. And then we then looked at the different learning styles: kinesthetic, audio, visual, reading, writing, all that. And then we decided to divide it up amongst that. But then you said that there was going to be a lot of run-ins, like dead ends we're going to end up seeing due to that being disregarded. And as we were doing some pre-research, we did find that countries like England, Finland, and then the United States are kind of ditching that idea, because experiential learning doesn't have any basis around it. Like, it's a good idea in theory, but there's no good evidence for it, which we did find. So we had to scrap that idea. But then we went back to square one, where we were doing something with experiential learning, and we kind of had to lay it out to Carolina that, look, it's a good idea, whatever, whatnot. I think it's better if we don't do it, because obviously, one, you have experience on it, you're going to be biased towards it. That's what we said, for one. And the other, me and Lenuka are in Lang, so we are already talking about education, and then it's a topic that we already have an idea on. So I feel like for us to do a research project on something we already kind of know is not going to be a good research project. Hence, we decided on cryptocurrency, which was an idea I brought up in the very beginning, which we kind of kept later to do later on. So our final question was, to what extent can a regulatory framework be established on cryptocurrency? And the main focus of that will be in the environmental, political, and economic, political, and environmental lens. And we're gonna explore the different ways we can establish a, s- a, reg- a, s- a framework in which cryptocurrency, based on as it's expanding, can be regulated. With cryptocurrency, there's a lot of a gray area that comes up. Money laundering, fraud, phishing, theft, and then tax evasion. Right, a lot of people use cryptocurrency as a scapegoat for tax evasion. So one of our proposed solutions is going to be to what's going to happen if a regulatory framework is established. Like, it's kind of like a prediction, and then what's going to happen if it's not, which is what's happening today, and the continuity of frauds and etc. So we established that on Friday, which was kind of late. And then now, over the weekend, we have been getting into our research, to research our different lenses. So it's divided up. Like, I'm doing economic, Lunuka's doing environmental, and Carolina's doing political. So we've divided our tasks up so we know what each one of us is doing. And yeah, I mean, the remainder of this week is just going to be, go to class, research, go home, research, just research, research, research. And then I would say around Friday, you start writing your IRR, complete it over the weekend, submit it on Monday. That's the plan for the future. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, come back from Thanksgiving break, we give our presentations. That's what's ahead. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Nothing else. and really excited for the debating line coming up Monday. So yeah, that was the week, third week of the second quarter. Look ahead to more exciting adventures in the future. Thank you.